some new updates in a case that I'm sure a lot of you have been following.
Hey y'all, so I figured I'll do an updated video on, the happenings and all these videos that are coming out on YouTube. Everybody's being Mr. Private Eye and everything, and one thing for sure, one thing for certain, is that there's a few things that are factual. One is the fact that you can clearly see, and even the fact that the news reporters posted it as well, you can clearly see that the timestamps have been, they've been messed with. The timestamps have been messed with. It's off by like... It's literally off by 1 second. I have clothes on, you fucking fool. Shut the fuck up. Anyway. You can clearly see that the timestamps are messed up. Someone altered it. She is resting in peace. And unfortunately, there are assholes like yourself that have a problem that people are discussing this issue because it's an issue that needs to be discussed because too many fucking people are sleeping. That's why people think that things can't be orchestrated and manipulated with, and you guys are just too fucking blind, and it's really sickening, But anyway, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, one thing's for sure, we know that the time was messed up with. Secondly, we know that it appears that she's not alone. She wasn't alone when she was entering the kitchen area, either the first part of the kitchen area or the second part of her kitchen area, or whatever the case may be. That's factual. Second, we hear a voice. People are saying that they hear a voice in the background saying, "Come here." There's a couple of videos that I've seen where people are like just looking too far deep into it. I'm gonna try to find the video for you, but there's a part where they claim that they see two people in the cafeteria area. I must have watched that video repeatedly about 1,000 times, and no way in hell do I see a person, or let alone two people, in that room with her in the second part of the video where she's in the cafeteria. Is she stumbling? Yes, she is. As far as the part when she's in the hallway, I said from the very beginning that doesn't look like her. Her hips are way too big. The hairline is off. And quite frankly, what I really don't buy is the fact that they're saying that this girl was walking around for a whole entire hour and that she was drugged up or drunk. Number one, if you're drugged up, you're not going to be able to do all that. Number two, when you're drunk, when I'm drunk, I don't want to walk. I don't want to go nowhere. I want to sit down. I want to stop my head from spinning because I'm about to throw up. So for her to have that much energy, as they say, to walk around a hotel, roaming around a hotel for a whole entire hour while she was either under the influence or drugged up, is highly impossible. It's just no fucking way. And people need to realize that, again, things can be orchestrated. You know what I mean? There's a lot. Now there's talk about the organ donating. I didn't put that past me either. That's one of the first things that I mentioned as well. Chicago is a high rate for organ trafficking. The black market is serious, man. There's no way in hell that she went down to the basement. It's just like I said, I'm not an alcoholic, but I drink, in times when I go out and I'll party and I go drink and, I consume too much alcohol, I don't want to do anything other than sit down, eat, or close my eyes because, again, my head is spinning. When you're drunk, your head is spinning. It's spinning and spinning and spinning. You're not alert with 1,001 things, and this is why I just can't accept the fact that this poor girl was walking around the hallways. I personally feel that someone... Thank you very much. I feel that the hotel is... Thank you. I think that the hotel is somehow involved, and I think that the best friend is somehow involved because it's just too coincidental how the best friend works at that hotel when your friend gets killed. It just it's just too coincidental in my eyes. That's one. Number two, they claim that the manager went upstairs to the room and knocked on the door multiple times. They were clearly on all these live videos smoking weed and drinking alcohol, and they were underage. Why didn't the manager report the fact that they were smoking weed? It's illegal. You're not in a legal state where you can smoke weed, let alone minors, let alone in a hotel where you have over, I believe they said there were about 30 people in that room. So you're violating so many freaking codes as far as being able to stay in a hotel, and the owner, the manager, or whatever the case may be, they didn't make a complaint, they didn't call the cops, they didn't do shit. So again, there's something wrong there. There's something, and now people started backtracking the manager, his history, and he has a history where he's connected with the organ trafficking. Doesn't that make you think? Doesn't that raise a couple of red flags? You know, again, money fucking talks, man. And the black market, when it comes to organ trafficking, is very popular. It's just not spoken about as much, and people are just delirious and they don't want to believe it for whatever reason. I don't know why. Because people think that things like that can't happen, or they feel like the government can't conspire to do certain shit, and they fucking can. Look at 9/11, look at Sandy Hook, look at all these tragedies that happen. Understand that this, I feel, is a distraction. I feel there's a distraction for something bigger that's going on in the world. You know, right now, martial law is taking place. You know, we got NWO taking place. And this is just, you know, when was the last time you heard about Hurricane Harvey? Now, all of a sudden, all these hurricanes are coming along. Again, half of these hurricanes are man-made. Something that people refuse to believe that the government is, you know, capable of doing these things. They don't give a fuck about us, people. Like, when are you guys going to wake up and realize that they don't fucking care about us? It's all about this, you know? And if you got this, then, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're pretty good. You're in, like, you're in safe zone, you know? But, like I said, I feel this is some way, somehow connected with organ trafficking. You know, as I stated in my last video, back in when they made that big, when the thing made headline news, when they were like, where are all our black girls? Where were they specifically talking about? Chicago. You see how these things, they get like brought into light, and and it hits the news, and then it goes viral for a couple of days or maybe a week or two or so, and then that's it. You don't hear about the shit no more. But then if you really dig in deep and you figure out what was going on, what else was going on during that time of the distraction, then it's like, oh shit. Like, damn. So they had this going on to get us off, get our minds off of what really was going on, what's really affecting the world, and what's really affecting people, you know? And it happens all the time. All the time. Distractions are so big, it's just ridiculous. And people are sleeping. People are in denial. People don't want to have an open mind and knowing that things like this can fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. You know, let me know how y'all feel. There's a lot of negative comments. I learned to disregard the comments because people are always going to have something to fucking say. But guess what? Opinions are like assholes, and we all got one, especially me. I got a big old asshole with a big old fucking opinion, too. You know, so, you know, people just need to be more alert. Be more alert. Be more, again, open-minded to research. They're not going to tell you what we want to know. It's up to us to research and find things out. Look at fucking... Question yourself and ask why they shutting down all these Walmarts. Why all of a sudden these Walmarts are used as FEMA holdings for people when tragedies happen. You know, FEMA camps, you know, concentration camps. This is like a new age, a new way. They just putting a pretty fucking name on it to make it look like it's not what it really is, you know, because they're dummies. Like, you know, people out there are fucking oblivious to what the hell's going on. So if they paint a little pretty name, they're like, oh, okay. That's that, you know, it's no problem. Then you got people like myself that I'm like, nah, we ain't buying that shit. That ain't what it really is about. We know what the hell y'all up to, you know? So, the mother, I hate to say it, but to me, she appears to be a crisis actor. Crisis actors really exist, people. Like, they really do. They pay people to act like something fucking tragic happened. You know, and in this world, what people need to understand that if you get a bunch of people to believe in one lie, and once you get, you know, that certain amount of people to believe in that one lie and to conspire with you on that lie, and then you put it out there to the public, and then you get the public to believe what the fuck you're saying. You never know what happened to this girl, but I know she ain't walking the free, but she got away. Yeah, that's the point, that the mother, the I'm gonna call it the fake mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Tesla created a machine. Hell yeah, HARP. People don't know about HARP. HARP is real. Like, they even have videos on YouTube where they're showing you, like, look, the government could create a fucking cloud, a storm cloud, a rain cloud, and disperse that shit wherever the fuck they want. You know? Climate change, you know? It's very fucking real, people. But, you know, like I was saying, I feel like the mother, she wasn't emotional enough for me. As a mother, to me, she wasn't emotional enough. And I understand, and I said it before in my last video, I understand that people deal with death differently. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they don't show emotion, and that's granted. I get it. I understand that. But the fact that her account versus her daughter's account were completely freaking different. She claims the daughter was frozen. The sister claims the daughter was not frozen. Like, that's too off. You know, I can understand if they said, you know, her shoelace was untied, and the sister was like, nah, her shoelaces were tied. Then that's like a little innocent, you know, mistake. You know, but when the mother's clearly saying, like, look, at this time, that's another thing, that her timestamp were on point. Like, her timestamps was like clockwork. Like, she knew at 7:55 this happened, and at 8:54 this happened. Like, it was like, what the fuck? I wouldn't have that much energy and anything in my mind to be able to tell you in detail about what the hell is really going on or what happened to my daughter. I wasn't even there. I don't give a fuck about the time. I give a fuck about what the hell happened to my daughter. How the hell did she wind up in that goddamn freezer? You know, the mother states that there was a camera right above the freezer door. Where's that video? Where's the video? You know, she just went through surgery. Okay, that's cool. But, you know, I'm just not buying this story. And I know a million other people are not buying this story either. You know, and it's just really sad. I heard earlier the mother was taking a settlement. I can't find anything about it. That wouldn't surprise me. Unfortunately, that would not surprise me because, again, money talks. You know, and it's like, a settlement. Is that easy for you to settle for a couple of $1 million because your daughter got killed? Hell no. Ain't no dollar amount. I want answers. I want every fucking tape that recorded that night. They're saying that there was 48 hours of video. I want to sit, get my fucking popcorn, and I want to watch that shit. I want to watch that video. I want to watch from beginning to fucking end. I want to watch it. If there's audio, I want to hear it. If there were whoever was on the clock that day, I want them questioned. I want the cops to question them. Whether it was the goddamn maid, whether it was somebody that came to deliver water, like anything. Like, I want everybody interrogated. It's bad enough that hotel is still open. That right there should, again, raise some freaking red flags. Why is that hotel still open and in business? Why did the Andrew Holmes claim that hotel is not making any money? Why was that needed to be said in a claim that he watched the video and he saw the girl, he saw Kenneka walking into the freezer? Everybody wants to buy that goddamn story. And it's like, no, where's the video? Where's the footage? Footage doesn't lie. You know, it's like science. And you know what? I'm lying. I'm sorry. I take that back. Footage can lie because they have been editing these videos. So, you know what? I take that comment back. But what I'm trying to say is that the story is fucking fake. And I feel like they put out these little snippets of videos just to satisfy the quote-unquote mother and to satisfy the public and say, here, all right, you know, we got footage. Here it is. But they only put out what they wanted us to see. As always. You know, they're not going to give you the full story. But thankfully, you know, like I said, there's people like myself that, you know, they're doing their own due diligence and looking into it, because it's something that needs to be discussed. This is a tragedy that happened. It's a tragedy that happened by a young, beautiful girl who probably was just genuinely going out to have a good time with her friends, and this happened, and it's sad. And it's even more sad because it happens so often. This is not something new. It's just that this particular story happened to hit the news. Because a lot of, like I said, this happens all the time. It's just not all the time. I'm so sorry. My phone somehow. I'm interested in the case. Last night I was watching a video of the girl walking and shit. This is crazy. Sorry guys, my phone had a connection problem for some reason. But yeah, it's extremely sad. It's so sad. Everything that happened, Justice needs to be served. You know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering how long this is going to be a buzz. Because like I said, when tragedy happens, it just be a buzz for like briefly. And then everybody forgets about it. And then, they go on to the next tragedy. And it's like, oh, okay, now this. But what happens to that? And everything, once again, gets tucked under the rug, unfortunately. But, yeah, exactly, until they orchestrate the next one. But they're just getting so sloppy, you know what I mean? I'm just like, like, shit. If you're going to be doing something dirty and grimy, take the time out to actually, if you're going to edit something, edit it properly. If you're going to give out video, give out the right video. I don't know if everybody saw the videos. I'm going to see if I find it. But it's a video where they edited the time. The timestamp is completely off by exactly a second. And I noticed it when before they even started making videos about it, before they even started talking about how half of these videos were manipulated with. I had called it. I was like, wait, I noticed that. I said, I know my eyes are bad, but I see something wrong. But like I said, like this video right here, I think is a bit too far-fetched. This guy right here, they're claiming that there's a guy that comes out from here. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Hold on. Okay. So they're claiming, I feel like her organs were sore. Yeah, I feel the same way. I totally feel the same way. They're claiming that there's a guy right here. And then these two girls, these ghetto-ass girls that made a video, they're claiming that there are two guys standing over here. There's no one standing over here, people. Please get that out your mind. There's no one standing over here. And there's no one that's coming out of here. There's no one that's pulling her back. You don't see nobody's hand. But the whole staggering, the staggering is off. That's what's bothering me. Her staggering is off. It looks extremely orchestrated. I've been drunk quite a few times, and I've never walked like that. How do you... Let me see if I can rewind this. How do you... Let's go here. How do you go and walk and well, they have it paused right now, but they have her bumping into this banister right here, and she caught herself. She didn't fall. She didn't fall. Hell no, that's not a freaking drunk walk, Vernell. She didn't fall. If you're drunk, as they claiming that, they're stretching the fact that she was drugged up. They're stretching the fact that she was drunk as hell, that she was pissy ass drunk. And another thing, they said that she arrived at the hotel at about 1 something in the morning. So you mean to tell me in 1 hour she was able to get that way? I don't know. Honestly, I don't even buy the drug walk. I don't. I feel like that's orchestrated. I feel like that's not her. That's someone else. I hope they show the video when she's actually walking. Okay, right here. This right here is a little distorted, but hopefully it'll get cleared up. But this right here, when she's walking towards the, we'll go to this. When she's walking towards the camera, they said she was walking for like an hour. I would have passed out in like 15 minutes. I would have passed out. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody walks when they're drunk, the first thing you do is you want to sit down. You know, so right here, oh, this is another thing. These red squares, those red squares, if nobody's aware, those red squares are sensors in the cameras. And when you see the red box, it tells you that there's someone in those coordinates of where the camera is aiming. So look at her hips. Look how wide her hips are. Her hips are too wide. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. Her hips are way too wide. When she finally reaches the frame up here, it gets like paused a little bit. And, you know, it clearly looks like the other girl in the other video. Let me see if I can back out of this and get the other video. It's just so unfortunate that people will go to these lengths for money, you know. And I'm just so siding with the fact that this is an organ donating situation, you know, and the best friend had something to do with it. She was paid off because, and the fact that she was young. But the camera can make you look wide. Yeah, I know. I get it. You know, a lot of people have been saying that, but it's just, no, I can't buy it. This right here is just, I don't know. That walk looks too fake. Right here, that doesn't look like her. The hairline is off. The hair is shorter. The hair is fuller. You know, like I said, I just personally feel some way, somehow the best friend was involved because she works there, and it's just too coincidental how your best friend works there and she winds up frozen, dead and frozen in a freezer that customers or guests have no access to and more than likely don't even know how to get down there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck? What in the actual fucking fuck is going on? You know, in the room, they're showing this guy. He's apparently asking for a cup. Yeah, I seen that, Vanille. They compared it to the video that Beyonce did with the flooding. And that's another thing. I don't doubt things like that. I'm such a conspiracy theorist. It's ridiculous. You know, but yeah. So they're saying this girl right here is the actor, is the one that filled in the other scenes. And she actually had a cup in her hand that they're saying that she handed over to Kenneka. That's Kenneka right there. She's very alert. She's standing up, no problem. And this is about 1 something, maybe 2 something in the morning. And she's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. She looks alert. She's having conversations. Excuse me. You know? But people, watch your surroundings. Watch who you hang out with. Even people who you feel are the closest to you. You know, you just got to be careful. Watch their actions. This guy, he looks super drugged up. He looks like he doesn't even know what his name is. Look at his eyes. They're so geeked out. And it's just amazing how they got the other still picture of the girl who looks exactly like Kenneka. Looks just like her. You know? It's just sad. I hope they come to a conclusion. So, oh, and that's another thing. I think it's safe. Alcohol, pills, and weed. This is running deep and scary. Yeah. I think it's safe to kind of say the beginning of the video where the girl Monifa is recording with the glasses, the reflective glasses. I kind of want to dismiss that whole she was raped at the one with the glasses where she's recording. See, look, they're saying they were taking ecstasy, something that I said in my last video. But either way, at the end of the day, if you're rolling with your girls,